Reproductive ducts of male. Reproductive ducts of male includes various characters. It included with rete testis, mediastinum testis, vasa efferentia, next ejaculatory ducts, and then epididymis, urethra, etc. are present in the reproductive ducts. So let us see what is rete testis here. Rete testis is a network of tubules that is present inside the testis. So here we can identify that this is called as network of capillaries will be present that arises from the seminiferal tubules. Here that is known as rete testis. So here another character is there inside of that, mediastinum testis. It is also a network of fibrous connective tissue that extends from the top to the bottom of each testis. So there we can identify the mediastinum. So this is called as mediastinum. So there we can identify that character. And next, vasa efferentia. So vasa efferentia, fine ciliated tubule arises from the rete testis. Here this is called as rete testis. Your fine tubule-like structure will be present, that is known as vasa efferentia. So what is the function of all these characters here? Vasa efferentia receives the sperms from the rete testis, and rete testis receives the sperms from the seminiferal tubules that passes the sperms from the rete testis into the vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia from there enters into the epididymis, and that epididymis is again divided into three parts here. Epididymis, caput epididymis, and next corpus epididymis, and the last part of epididymis is known as cauda epididymis. Epididymis. So epididymis is one of the reproductive duct. So it is a loosely attached part of testis. So it is generally long, narrow, highly coiled structure. So it is measured about 6 centimeters long. So it is again divided into three parts. So this is called as epididymis, which arises from the vasa efferentia. So there we can identify the epididymis. So epididymis, which is divided into three parts, I said. So anterior part, this is called as middle part, and the remaining part is posterior part. So anterior part of epididymis is known as caput epididymis, and middle part of epididymis is known as corpus epididymis, and whereas the posterior part of epididymis is known as cauda epididymis. So they are located just above the rete testis, we can identify. And let us see what is caput epididymis here. It is the anterior part of epididymis, and which arises from the vasa efferentia. So there we can identify the anterior part of epididymis. And the second part, corpus epididymis, as I said that it is the middle part of epididymis, and the remaining part is known as cauda epididymis, that is located in the posterior part of epididymis. And these are the three structures located in the epididymis. And what is the function of epididymis in the male reproductive system? So here generally epididymis stores the sperms temporarily, and during the storing of that sperms, here also that epididymis can provide the nutrition, and sometimes the sperms also gets the maturation within that particular structure. Vasa difference. It is also known as ductus differens. So here we can identify that structure. This is called as vasa differens or ductus differens. So it is a long, narrow, muscular and tubular structure. It arises from a specific structure, that is arises from the cauda epididymis. Here we can identify the back side of this character. We can identify this structure, that is called vasa differens. So vasa differens arises from the cauda epididymis. Here we can identify internal structure, that is on the wall of vasa differens, which is lined by a specific epithelium is present, that is called as pseudo stratified columnar epithelium, and along with the lamina propria is present, and by that it can pass the sperms from the cauda epididymis into the water specific ejaculated duct, which is formed by the union of urethra and vasa differens. There we can identify the specific ejaculated duct. Through that sperms will be releases into the vagina of female. Here that the main function of vasa differentia, it passes the sperms from the cauda epididymis into the vasa differens, and from there enters into the ejaculated duct, and finally releases into the female reproductive tract called vagina. Ejaculated ducts. So ejaculated ducts generally formed by the union of vasa deferentia and urethra. So both are mixed each other and transforms into a small tube-like structure called ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct generally participates in the removal or receives the sperms from the vasa deferens and pushes the sperms into the urethra and finally releases into the vagina of female. So that is provided with various ducts called reproductive ducts, that is also included with ejaculatory duct. So this is about reproductive ducts of male reproductive